a big turn.
Shows what they're spreading on there.
Where you start getting up and down is, there may be a couple high school students.
Okay.
I see the problem with them, so you'll be curious.
We should go to some ones. Or go ahead. Those are the ones we write that. That's not.
Hey, did they ever sell the blue house, the White House with blue shutters? Manchester. I don't live with it. You know, you know, the guy died. Somebody wanted like 80 or 90,000. So White House with the blue shuttering. You know, somewhere. What's that? Troublemaker.
You know, I would get behind him, so I know line of sight here.
Would you mind not being able to? Oh. How you been, Mike?
Pretty good, you?
Busy.
That's a good thing?
Yeah, not what I've been working on.
Oh,
It ain't good.
no.
No.
You know, when I was there, I realized
Dr. Sean.
real quick, and I think the military. Just to say, hey, I just thought mine to say.
That we would have to-
job.
They'll tell me the desire right from the beginning.
So you mean the modified the 35?
No.
Well,
50 years.
Yeah, that's.
So a lot of the problem here, how Tammy and I would be,
Huh?
It's gonna be a modified
the
F-35.
Thanksgiving dinner, barbecue, they came
Yeah,
out.
they were saying it's a
Yeah, there was a bunch, the last 2 years.
35.
Since I'm 15 zero.
She would look this up with that. There was quite a few that came out, but it was great.
Supersonic.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, hypersonic. Well, I mean, it's the acceleration. I mean, cruise speed ain't nothing. Once it's up to speed, it's up to speed.
I know that if you ever, I know, if you ever went to the old Eglin Air Force Base with the original Solomon set
Yeah.
in Fort Walton Beach, it was massive. That was being dwarfed by the support was Kendall Air Force Base, and it got hit by a hurricane in 2018. When you go down there now, it looks like a freaking stick, and they're still good. I don't know, massive undertaking, and just the runways and the things that they're doing is just incredible. Like,
Mason Thousand is in cybersecurity in the Air Force, and he's down in Mississippi training. And they said it is that whole branch is not just over like what we would think like the computer systems here in the building, but it's over all of the data transfer between satellites and equipment and he said all of those moving components and say that's that everything's remote. It's not, he says, that, you know, they're optimized, it's there. All the data comes into everywhere. This is a key. It's a system where there's like, there's a hundred man.
Okay.
It's weird. All sending back data.
There's so much stuff that I mean, I get different pieces. And then they make me send a report that, you know, so who's not water.
Yeah.
Then like, man, stop. Just,
Yeah, if we start making total inlet covers, then it's different.
it's just crazy.
And then, Boom, Supersonic, they got the law changed now, where they can fly over lane supersonic, but they have a zero noise emission from their pressure wave.
You know what we print a lot for? It's kind of cool, Firefly. You know, really, yeah, we do a lot with Firefly, a lot. It's it's kind of weird, but it's the way it's set up, is that they do a lot of it. Promotional, you know, they put the right. Here. Yeah. They're just making more money than possibly, right? Unreal.
I can't wait for that Starship launch.
We did a Blue Origin a couple of years ago. We do still some Blue Origin.
Did you see that Raptor 3 engine?
Hasn't, but yeah, I heard about it.
So, at first glance, it looks like they took a engine.
Yeah.
And shipped every piece of electrical wire, tubing and everything.
Hey, how you doing?
That's the kind of thing.
I Jefferson on that.
Seems to be that.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Hey,
Yeah. There. Yep, clear.
Andrew, I've got other dates that was in the calendar.
That's right. Sorry.
The building.
This is all the numbers, one that took.
So.
You see,
Yeah.
one, number twenty, you wasn't in bonds. George Clooney, was it? We're in Manchester. The Grady, They're there. This is the problem. Oh, Hans isn't very emotionally saying it's how the car is. I don't know. You get it? I hope he does.
You know all that.
I don't know what's new to. I think it's just gonna shut down.
Oh, mile, the old grocery store, right there by the railroad tracks.
Yeah, please don't.
We had a supplier. He just tore it down. It's one of the last being last minute.
Okay.
He's trying to the doors, but yeah, everything was there. And I talked to him and he said, no, this is, I just said, the taxes are stupid down there. Which makes sense. US fifty's always been one of those that they're having such as whatever. Yes, for me.
On your trial. I mean, it just keeps rolling after rolling and rolling.
That's why, I mean, we're only put, we want to put, you know, all those with. We're laying, with, put a bathroom in.
He's getting 300 years.
That's what we're doing, so just so you guys know, we'll also put it on this ball and shit, and like, yeah.
But it was, easy.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Just making sure it's not just this service. Live by the. House paying,
Also,
for a year.
patching maybe was really fun.
It is.
Some of the birds all like, I remember probably over the hearing, I get this rubber soon. I think there must be another, yeah.
Officially in Romania.
Really?
Been seeing the time for.
Make a motion to start the meeting. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So should we do the roll call? Okay. You know, roll call, Terry,
President.
Glenn is the president, she's here. Dave. Here.
President.
Andrea, here. We are joined by Jefferson Kaiser, our attorney. Okay, we need to move to approve the council meeting agenda.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We need to move to approve resolution 2025-4-1.
Wrong.
Right.
We did last week. It's the. Oh.
Okay, here we go, resolution 2025-4-1. This is the resolution of the town of Morrisville establishing policies and procedures to protect the quorum and foster the effective administrations of public meetings. We heard this last.
Yeah.
You
I'll
move.
move to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Move to approve ordinance 2025-4-1. And that is an ordinance amending, ordinance 2024-7-1, establishing a department of redevelopment for the town of Morrisville, Indiana pursuant to, Indiana Code 36-7-14. And repealing all ordinances inconsistent with it.
Make the motion.
One second.
All in favor?
Okay. All right, move to approve the community event applications to be filled by organizations who ask for money from the town of Morrisville. So that's just what that's the ordinance. What when was that? Okay. So then you just said, so if someone wants to have the town or so for money, now they have, you know.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
One second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 911 dispatch agreement. So, Dave and I, Brian, at the meeting, I think I, the Red Hills for. We're gathering information, they're doing different type of study, right? They're studying that.
Correct. So, but,
They're easy to work on.
you see about raising the money there.
They're thinking, maybe they can raise part of that money and not cover it instead of, but that's all being worked on. I say we don't agree to pay a higher rate until we figure out if there's somewhere I can come besides the municipalities.
In the letter, the way.
What do you think?
If we could have some time to review it, I do know that the lit is a possibility, I know it was discussed at the meeting that you're referencing. And whether or not there is a possibility, the individuals participating, individual towns and communities that participate in that, refunding the money, so there's not a windfall, kind of that's the concern that we do a lit. But obviously that's something that we can look into, and I do think that something that probably, if it's gonna be done, should be done united front with the other cities and towns, in the county.
Okay. So. I heard we wait and see. Okay, appraisal for the school building, so, with our RFP, we did the school appraise. Mike Perler from Bureau One had given me some, a couple of appraisals that do that. And, so this one is for 15. And I was supposed to have another one, I didn't see it in my email, from, Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson, no, Jefferson Thomas. I think this was 1,500, this one is 3,000.
The guy in Greendale then,
What's that?
Jefferson.
I think it is.
I'm not.
So, I say we see which one is the cheapest and we need that, like, right away. Figure that.
Yeah. Then, sorry to interrupt you, but for the legality stuff, they have to have two, or can you get by with one?
We'll have to.
Okay.
Or more, that's way Mike was right.
It's hard to find though, I think, people that
Comparative
do
very
that
hard.
type of appraisal.
Like,
Comparative, because the only thing else in the area, so, you can only used to do evaluation of the thing up, you know.
yeah, I don't think we can do that.
So we have to approve it?
Yeah,
I'll second it.
All in favor?
okay, 2 movies in the park.
For Captain America Brave New World
Yeah,
and then The Last Dance.
correct.
Captain America is 325, Venom is 305.
Okay. We'll
So
take care of that.
the dates that we were talking about.
Yeah, Elizabeth's work schedule is talking. Go figure they're short in nursing again. Looks like the June date, she's proposing the 28th. And July date on the 19th.
I won't be here on the 28th, but it'll be.
And then the secondary question, regarding whether is the school available in states for the gyms to back up if we have a rain night, we
Yeah,
switch gears and move it. And again, we'll provide the hot dogs, the drinks, the popcorn, the screen. Can we utilize the cities or the town, I keep saying city, you guys know. The town's projection equipment again? Okay. And then we'll get you a check over for the first movie.
You're gonna purchase the movies too?
Yeah, we'll purchase some movies.
Okay,
Are you okay with that?
I'm fine. Thank you.
And then, I mean, if there's funds to do more, we'll help with if you wanna do another one or something, or I don't know, so they have stuff set aside for it, and then we'll all put in there. And do the same thing with the screen and I don't know what's in the screens.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You know, the dates were really close and we need to get our goal with the town and to get people from outside to come in and experience the town.
Love that.
Do we need to, so that park is scheduled for that then, or?
Yep, I'll
Okay.
walk it out, and then you guys move to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Flowers for the players around town. Last year, the town ended up buying flowers for the bucket, for the lights. I was hoping that eventually we get some new pots, that's not gonna happen this year, you know. We do some kind of fundraiser, maybe, and get some money to purchase them. So, I do go ahead and buy the flower baskets that we usually do and put in, you know, pots or.
Yeah, that's what we do.
What do you think, Andrew?
Looks good to me.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Okay, Steve Schillenberg donated $1,950 for improvements to the lights in the church.
Steve paid the whole thing.
That's awesome. Plus he pays rent every month. Or something, I think, or not. All items, the Morrisville Food Pantry notice of 30 day to vacate property. May 25, May 24th is the final day. Plans for what is next for, plan what is next. Well, right now, I don't have an answer on what's next. I was hoping that we could, just a couple of people get together and open a food pantry and do it differently. But everything else that's going on with school, I, I'm, yeah, so we're on thinking that, so. What is your thoughts on the team?
I don't really have any thoughts.
So maybe
There's
next
no
month,
equipment over
there's, 2 fridges and two freezers, I believe.
there? That's it. Oh,
Oh,
no.
they took it all.
That's just, yeah. And we still have the fruits and the vegetable truck that comes on Tuesdays, right? That's over now too.
Yeah.
Thursdays on Thursday. They're gonna come back for the summer or?
I'm not sure about that.
All right. I don't know, I don't really have any suggestions on that one, but I mean, everybody's time's gonna be on school.
We find somebody else to take that.
Mhm. Yeah, and we need to reach out to Nick because I believe his 501c3 is under food pantry. But if they're not gonna do that here.
Right.
Then maybe they give up that name and whoever will get to fulfill that, would still be maybe more self food pantry. So we'll have to do some work on that, trying to figure out.
Maybe we go reach out to the churches,
Mhm.
you know, start there.
Right.
That's the thought.
Okay, Morrisville School Property Resolution 2025-4-2. It's the resolution. What's on there passed. We need to pass, as far as the transfer to the school, to us. The buyer shall pay $1 and 50% of the survey cost. Within 30 days of examining execution of the resolution, South Dearborn shall transfer the title of the property intended in one TV set forth in exhibit 1. And as shown on the sketch in Exhibit 2, both of which are attached to this resolution. South Dearborn shall restrict a covenant on the deed that provides the property shall not be used for K through 12 education purposes and by any school or educational organization other than South Dearborn Community School Board, or sold to any other charter or private school organization. During its ownership, the property of the buyer shall allow South Dearborn to use the property's parking lots and restrooms for cross-country meets at no expense to South Dearborn. South Dearborn Community School Board and buyer shall cooperate to make reasonable arrangements for the building security during such meetings. And in the event the buyer sells the property in the future, buyer shall share equally with South Dearborn Community School Corporation the proceeds of any such future sale of the property. If buyer transfers or donates the property to the developer at no cost, any reimbursement from the developer to buyer for improvements paid for by the buyer will not be shared. This resolution shall be effective upon approval by South Dearborn Community School Board and the adoption of a substantially identical resolution by the buyer. Yeah,
In that phase in there, we're talking about for the running. You're gonna get your hand loose on that.
yeah, what?
You're gonna get your hand loose on that one, where they, the cross county thing,
Mhm.
you know what I'm talking about.
Well, they have to make arrangements with us to secure the building while people are going in and out of there.
I'd say that's, cause they already got toilets over there, and they don't need to be coming in
But,
there.
well, toilets are what the girls buy. I think the girls are gonna use for the, ball.
Okay, but I mean, they start doing development, and they start having cross country meets, you're gonna. You got too much conflict there at one time. Mommy boss,
Well,
ask the attorney about it. I just don't wanna see you sign something and then, like, say somebody goes there and they start ripping walls out or something.
and we discussed that somebody will have to be in there to secure the building while I go out and do that.
During those hours,
Yes, during that time.
but having matted or something, I'm just scared of those guys. in
I
there.
don't think we can change anything at this stage of the game.
Yeah, at this point, a lot of these items are already negotiated. It's
Too far away.
It's just formalizing the agreement.
Okay, I just said, throw it out there, cause I know, you know, like say they go there, like a ball.
It doesn't have to be on the set, you know what I mean? You gotta make sure that, and if we keep the hallways and everything else like that.
That's only while we are.
Only well, yeah.
And according to his emails, he even agreed that he will cover insurance for the event.
Yes,
South Dearborn would have insurance for the event and for the liability, that would be during the event.
yes.
Cause I read his emails and
Yeah.
it basically seems pretty logical with that. So I don't really see it as,
Pushing the envelope.
no, I think in fact, I think you should sign it and get the deed as fast as we can, so we can move to the next phase.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve.
I'm sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then school. Computer.
What?
Will you get my computer on my desk?
Yeah, well,
Please, thank you so much. It just takes me a few minutes to get it.
we're getting made up time for this.
It's very well.
Okay, so we did have this, the bid from Jesse Hartman. We had a bid from JL Construction, that was 14,400. And then we had another bid from Brown Roofing for.
You know, it's like to see it.
When was it?
Right on.
Thank you so much.
You know, I see those Jenny's like.
Parkman roofing plus the
Sure,
three
sure.
Brown roofing was 5,500. And Lewis was 14,400.
Yeah. Is there a difference in what they were doing, or is that just the same?
Well, so Terry brought this to my attention too, and I just got this, he dropped it off this morning or last night actually. So Hartman's bid does not include fixing the rubber road between the cafeteria and the gym. And he doesn't know how much that's gonna cost.
And that's the bid for 14,000?
No, that's what it's for
Yeah.
1,200.
What was Brown's?
Burns.
5,000?
Brown,
5,200.
does that include the rubber?
That included the road, the road.
For the details.
Right.
Cause that rubber membrane can be expensive.
Well, this is what he said. I asked him if he had that price for, between the gym and the cafeteria. Yes, I do, and it's a job to say at least, depending on how bad it looks once we remove the rubber and foam board. I'm gonna say low side being us tearing off and just needing new foam board installed and new rubber roof back would be around $5,500. The high, and the high side being 10,000. I just didn't want to tear into it while I was inspecting the rest of it, investigating, and I didn't want to cause any extra leaking, but it just, by stepping on it and filling it, I know it's not something that we can just repair, if it's redone, or we will be throwing money in this pit.
So he's saying 52 complete, 52 to 10,
5,500 to do that part,
just that part.
and the high side being 10,000.
Not the gym.
He was dealing badly, so, if we don't get it repaired like soon, then the insurance is gonna draw us for, road coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, and liability for any water damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that we're in a,
Huge dilemma.
well, we're in poker chip mode where we just keep sliding them into the business state.
Bob, what was the warranty on that? I know about warranties on roofs.
Usually rubber membrane, they don't put much warranty in commercial buildings.
Got shot here a few years ago.
End of the street, the truck makes it into the street.
The only thing about, the only thing about Jesse doing it is he's donating the labor.
Who's Jessica?
Jesse Hartman, he's from Marcel with the sport. Mhm. They done the roof on, Van Valley Forest,
So what was his bid?
3,800, but that's not the rubber part.
Did you ask him about the rubber part?
Yeah, that's what he's saying, could be up to,
Oh, 5 to 10, the additional.
Between 5,000 and 10,000, whatever. it was.
Either one pulls back, I think it's.
I heard.
And Brown was at 5 to do all of it? Or they didn't include,
I don't think it.
they all excluded that section?
That's what rubber roof is.
Right. That's, you know.
I would repair they are seats.
The only thing,
Main thing, when we get her sold, it'll be somebody else's problem.
right, yeah, and that's what I told these guys, like, we don't wanna repair the whole roof because,
I'll donate a gallon flex seat.
Like steel,
Yeah. I'm not joking.
there have to be, the insurance company has to have pictures, there has to be a certified roofing company that does it.
Yeah, I know.
And then they have to.
And they're gonna have their own inspector come right behind it and then inspect it to make sure it was work done.
Okay, this does say, we will touch the rubber roof between main roof and gym roof. We'll supply all materials for said repairs, will clean them all the day.
Who's this, Brad? Who are we?
Brown.
Okay, so he's basically saying he's providing the materials for that rubber roof,
And yeah, he's gonna patch the rubber roof.
and he's gonna do it for 5,000.
Mhm.
And the other one was a 3,000 with an unknown additional 5 to 10.
I mean, other than, can we get Brown to come back out and confirm for that?
Just a phone call then.
Right.
You won't have a special meeting on that,
Trying to get them started.
That's fine, and I can have Jesse try to figure out
Which way?
bottom
I mean,
line
that's a-
price. And then,
That's a big difference between 5 and 10,000. I like to price it up that way.
set a special meeting, Yeah, because the insurance company has reached out to me too, wanting to know what the progress is, so we gotta get it done sooner rather
So you
than
got the 5,000 bid all inclusive.
Yep.
Sounds like better at the 3.
Yeah, so from anywhere from 85 to 13.5. This is, that's it,
you know.
that's.
All materials guaranteed to be
Yeah.
specified, all work will be completed and a workman-like manner according to the standard practices. Any alterations or deviation from the above specifications involving extra costs will be executed upon written orders. And will become an extra charge over and above the estimate. All agreements contingent upon strikes, accidents, or delays beyond their control. Owner to carry fire, tornado, and other necessary insurance or workers are fully covered with workers' comp and insurance. Warranty information available on request. Warranty is non-transferable. If property is sold within 1 year of the job completed, it will be a 5-year warranty on all workmanship done by Vernon.
There you go, yeah, that's a good one.
The low prices. Specifications and conditions are satisfactory. And hereby accept that you are authorized to do the work as specified, payments will be made as outlined above.
Who's that, Brad?
Or,
Not even for. We just need to verify that it's. Clear as this of the road,
okay,
and once you get that, then, let's go.
okay, so do we need to have a special meeting, or can we get the other quote and just go with the cheaper for the better deal, or not? Can we make like,
Well, since we're clarifying a few things, we're getting bids, I think it'd be more appropriate at a special meeting.
Okay.
If I can see the proposals, I have time to put together one contract to make sure even there, for the finance protections in there. A lot of it was referenced in the quote you just read in terms of, some of the provisions regarding insurance, things of that nature. But there's things like E-Verify, which is being government contracts, that may not apply every time, but they just don't make forms of the account. But if there's a day that Verify can be available, we can make sure that it's ready and we can sign it, at that meeting, I think this is the first time.
okay. So when is everyone available for a special meeting?
How long do you think it'd be before we get the?
Probably, I would probably get it tomorrow or the next day.
I need to put the paper in. You remember the hours? Thought that- Yeah.
Is that
At
right?
least
40 hours in a book.
next Wednesday or Thursday. I can't Thursday.
I'm gonna be on the full, the 9 through 10. If you,
When are you leaving?
Sunday, Thursday. What is it, that way?
Was it in October, I guess?
If you want me here,
We're taking our leaving in the morning of the 26th, Terry, or?
that evening,
Yeah.
but that's the Memorial Day.
Right.
You should refer it and verify the public. Or Friday.
Are you guys good on the 30th?
Yeah, they were.
What are you gonna do?
May.
May.
What time?
I was gonna say during the day work, cause Bobby, I think he. I mean, get number.
It's a daytime one for you guys, or,
Anytime works for us on Thursday.
well, can we figure out that time tomorrow?
Yeah.
What about you? It's actually really good.
It's great. Really have a special meeting. Terry, second.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
And move to approve April 16, 2025 council meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to approve, move to approve April 2025 general account ATVs.
I'm gonna motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move to approve April 2025 sewer account ATVs.
I'm gonna motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to approve April 2025 payroll account ATVs.
I'm gonna motion.
I'll second. Aye.
And move to approve April 2025 payroll.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move to approve April 2025 fund reports.
Motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move to approve April 2025 utility reports.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Move to approve April 2025 certification of internal controls by the Morrisville Council.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to approve April 1st to April 30th, 2025 payroll time worksheets.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to approve April 2025 payroll balance docket.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Move to approve April 2025 wastewater utility agreements.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You guys got, vote for voice,
Yeah. So like with the. When I post the cash payments and billing
Yeah.
and utility, I can send data from utility. So that, my budget, like, those payments I get every month.
Yeah.
I can transfer to utility and it show me what the budget is, how much.
my motion, we do it,
I'll second.
it's $600,
Carry, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anything else there?
You have a return check from maybe 2 checks on, we should put that on.
Just if you have the, individual paid 2 checks, received it back as sufficient funds. So I got 2 different charges for the bank. And then I charge her the 2 charges for our loans.
Mm-hmm.
And let you guys know about.
Okay. The single information. We're gonna say that last day she came. Okay. So then there was, somebody who runs the senior center, but they never paid the actual rental, right, they paid the deposit.
Right.
Well, I'm just gonna keep that, the deposit, should we send them a letter or something?
Yeah, okay.
Well,
She paid the fee, she didn't pay the deposit.
so actually, she was $15 more.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe we reach out to her and,
Yeah. Probably discuss it about.
right. Do you think that's what?
Yeah.
Okay, insurance, info, please let me know when you need to do anything. Okay, so, Ray Robertson sent an email out, he's getting, information to renew our town insurance. you know, we're trying to get, we're getting another quote also, but, I think we still need to get the information to him, let him give us a quote on what he's saying. Because maybe since he knows that we are, getting quotes from ours, maybe we can cut back on something.
I just had Mr. Wisman over there about 3 hours ago. Them cracks in the reed beds, stop the car, man. They don't think do anything. You're officer of the law, backing me up on this. I'm ready to testify. It's a big pile of shit.
I don't think that's an issue anymore, since we have, the, where I now said that that was okay, that where you fix that.
He was on for leverage last time. He was holding us by the throat on it last time, man.
Well, we need to get that information, remember?
Thought Ray said something about it was covered when you first built it.
Whatever it takes. It's a joke. Well, he could even say that it's a joke, isn't it?
Well, I'm hoping that we find cheaper, cheaper policy anyway, and the Friendship Vineyards was a lot cheaper on the school building than, that sharp stuff.
Right.
I think we just go ahead and get that information to Randy that he needs to make sure. Let him go ahead and just, because it always requires you very,
Is Randy with Hummel or is Randy with Friendship?
he's with Hummel, but he's wanting to get, some information from us, making sure that everything's still the same, I guess, and.
I forwarded it to everybody's email about all, what all was on their list. To review, make sure it's still on there.
Like equipment,
Will Friendship do the whole town?
Mhm. Yeah, I'm just waiting, he's working on getting a quote for us.
Or both of them?
So I say we go ahead and get that information to Randy. So Paul, we need to check your list and make sure what it says on it, to the department. Make sure we still have all that stuff.
If there's any discrepancies though, and like if the new company with the old policy and something there about them leaking, tell them to send their adjuster over, or the agent over, look at the cracks that really don't exist.
Right.
That's what I'm into,
Yeah,
because
I think
there's
we're,
really not much to talk about.
right,
And plus, there was no evidence that any water would ever run from that into the creek, and that's all I ever cared
right,
about, you know.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I just signed off on that catch basin thing, so I think we're good anyways.
I think we're good, but I'm just
Yeah.
getting sick, I can get sick of hearing Randy come
I
out.
think that was kind of a ploy just to keep us where we were at.
Yeah.
Okay. Town attorney report?
So I received an email, regarding this easement issue,
Just send it to
Yeah.
me.
So,
We will do better.
no, I appreciate that, but, I mean, the request is just to prepare some easements. There's a prior one that was done that was not recorded. I think this should be completed by the next schedule. We will start the issues.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we're welcome you, we're happy to have you guys.
Happy to be here.
You have anything else? Good.
No, nothing this time.
Town marshal report,
And we started with ordinance violation warnings, we had 8 of those in April. Had one, public intoxication arrest, the juvenile problem, custody dispute, 4 animal problems, mental persons report. A lockout, 5 traffic stops. Several agency assists, funeral detail. Some title checks and the 85 business checks. I attended training for Tornado Observer April 2nd, and both of us, attended the Indiana Marshals Conference, which gets our annual training, the first week of April.
thank you, Dave. Local road and streets, where's Steve? I'm not here today.
You used to call in. What happened to that? big bucks, I don't have to worry about it again.
Getting the projects he's working.
Is that what it is? That's nice. I guess that's a personal joke.
It's not here, but I got received the certification of, mileage for 2023 and 2024. 5.279.
Miles of streets and gravel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed from year to year at all. The same.
Well, I can't very hard.
And then the other thing, the CCMG grant that we go through with HWC.
Yeah.
I received the funding, I forwarded the information to Kevin, Katie, and Tim. So, money's sitting there just waiting for somebody to do the work.
We haven't heard yet, and whether it's started or anything new.
Have a report back from me.
Okay. You have anything else, Andrew?
Nope.
Wastewater treatment plant operation report.
What's this here, move to approve, making a budget,
That's the budget that you got to do for USDA.
That's after you. What's your report on the plan?
I wanna get it back out, I did not do that last fall. I gotta get it back out, get the toys and the underwear and the t-shirts out of those stations. You know, everybody laughs about that, that's a fact. Weird things do flood down the hill when it amazes you.
So that's something that you should probably do every year.
Two times, I didn't do it last fall, I did. But I
But
gotta get away from a rain event before I do it, because you can't be doing it when it's a rain event. That comes in on you too quick, you can't, you gotta be able to back it down, and be done. If not, you just blow, you just suck the water out, don't be good. Then while I got the floor, I wanna ask about the line for the gas station, heard anything more about that?
well, I talked to him, he said probably May or probably June, possibly even July before they begin the road.
Summertime.
So we don't have a set date.
Okay, well, talking here, now, because you guys just signed the papers, when can you tell Mike Perleberg to start talking to some contracting people? Right now,
Well, he's working on that, yeah, I'm not sure when that will go out. After the appraisal and stuff, I would say, so.
We need two appraisals first. Mike will start the proceedings, but that still doesn't stop us from doing whatever the town wants to do. We can talk to our own contractors, we can talk to our own developers, we can do whatever. So as soon as they have the deed, which is 30 days from the day, and sign, then we do whatever we want. They might seem pretty open about whatever we wanted to do. I mean, let's go hire, sell it outright, whatever, from that point. I think going through Ken was the, trying to get the community involved in, community grants funds. It worked, right?
Yeah, and Mike has even talked to a few developers himself
Oh, yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
Sorry, excellent.
I think he's good to have on our team for sure.
Good to know.
You know, the roll call. Okay. Move to approve 2024 statement of budget income and equity for USDA bonds.
Yearly bond paperwork.
I'll make a motion.
I'll say.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, card date back out the lift station. So is that the only company that does that haul, or do we have some kind of agreement with them? I don't know anything about it. Or
they're
that-
big,
that's
and they got
the
that big truck.
$90.
Yeah, they got that great big truck, they got about $300,000 out there. Them other guys can do it, but they're better for it. They can suck right up out there. Going to do 3 of them. Get the
Well,
t-shirt.
I'll make a motion that that we get that done.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Oh, I know what I gotta do, then I gotta have that approved for that renewal on that hop here. I was gonna-
$941, and then we approved that last month.
You did last month?
Mhm.
Excellent, okay.
Well, BL Anderson, the damage for the storm. Low meter? Whatever.
I said you wanna put that on insurance.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. That's what she
Yeah.
told me.
Just saying, I got the bill, I paid it, so now I'm gonna send it over to Randy. So
Excellent
then to cover
job.
I think we'll have $1,000 deductible already set. But the bill was over 3,000, so.
14 years old now.
it's good.
That started great.
Okay, open floor. Sorry, you had to wait through all this chaos.
Alright. Bring back old memories.
Right. You feel our pain, right?
Well, first of all, I want to say it's an honor to be here, but for what you do, that's great to represent your community, to do all the hard work. It's not an easy job. I spent 8 years as mayor. I was so glad to be done after 8 years. And it's a stressful position. But I enjoy what I'm doing now. I'm director coordinator of Dearborn County CASA. And as you know, I was here, I don't know, at the end of last year, beginning of this year, and I requested that you share your opioid settlement funds with CASA. You were so generous to basically, I think the one gentleman said, just give it all to them. And it wasn't the amount that we're thankful for, it's the thought that you supported us and what our efforts are. And I'll try to be as quick as I can, but, in 2020, every 2 years, Indiana, they have what they call Indiana Teen Survey. And it goes out to the schools and, grades 6 or grade levels 6 through 12. And they ask simple questions to the students, and I'm not gonna go into every of them because there's a lot. I mean, it's like 163 pages but the thing that stood out to me was the question was, have you vaped in the last 30 days? And in Dearborn County, the percentage of those that said yes was higher than the Indiana average. Okay? Used alcohol in the last 30 days. The percentage that said yes was higher than the Indiana average. Question was, if you used marijuana in the last 30 days? The percentage that said yes was higher than the Indiana average. So a lot of variables go into that because we're right next to Ohio, which cannabis is okay over there. And there's a lot of people being pulled over in Indiana now, thinking that, well, just because I bought it in Ohio, it should be good in Indiana. One thing to factor on the outlook was parents kind of turn the other cheek when their kids are drinking. And of course, Dearborn County, we have a distillery. We have a DORA district in Lawrenceburg. We call Lawrenceburg the Whiskey City. So it's kind of like, okay, we're giving mixed messages to all these kids of what's right and what's wrong. We have music on the river. And we have golf carts all over the place with these red cups. And it's not Kool-Aid in those red cups. So I'm just saying there's just, I mean, it's not an alarming amount, but we have issues in Dearborn County. So the money that you donated went toward our youth summit. And what our youth summit is, we have part of CASA has a group called the Dearborn County Youth Ambassadors. That's made up of high school students from the 3 high schools in Dearborn County. We had like 51 students that basically just said, we're not doing all that crazy stuff. We want to help young people in the elementary schools. We want to talk to them and say, don't do all that bad stuff. So once a year, we have a youth summit. We at the Lawrenceburg Event Center. We have all the 8th graders from all the schools Dearborn County. Plus, we invited, Jacksonville students to come. Next year, I believe we're gonna invite Marlin. But, we have a whole day of events that are, it's basically prevention events. And these events are put on by the high school students. It's their event, they put it together. We adults, we just kind of stand back and make sure if they need something, we're helping. So these are just a few pictures of, the event. There was over, close to 600 eighth grade students. Bring this up here closer. The ones in the dark and the blue shirts are the high school students that, put these are the youth ambassadors that, helped put this on. And it's amazing that, to be honest, the 2020 or 4 event. Okay, our youth coordinator, she was like ready to quit. But in this year, we have a new youth coordinator that said, we're gonna do this, we're gonna get the kids involved, and she's done a great job, and this is one of the best events that we ever had. And I'm not gonna say this is where your money went, this is where your investment. And your investment was what you helped provide for this event. If it means that 1 or 2 of those young people that attend this say, you know what, I'm not gonna vape, I'm not gonna drink, I'm not gonna smoke marijuana, it's a win. It's a win. And that's what we're all about here. So what I want to do tonight is not asking for money, is to just say thank you for what you did to help us put this event on. This event cost us like $34,000. We got some grants. We're fortunate to get some money from the cities and towns in Dearborn County. And like I told you, West Harrison, who give us very little because they didn't have much. Hey, it's not what you gave us, it's the thought that you gave it, because you were committed to helping us for the mission. I've been doing this for 1.5 years, and I have felt more satisfied in my life with what I'm doing than I spent 8 years as mayor of Greendale.
Right.
I sleep at night better. And,
Well, you get a lot less phone calls.
you know, we had our dinner last night for all the youth ambassadors, and we, out of the 51, we had 25 show up, plus their parents and so forth. And we had like 6 seniors that were graduating, the rest are underclassmen, and I just went up to the underclassmen and said, will you gonna help us next year? They're like, we sure will. And, one young man said, I got a brother who's gonna be a freshman next year, and he's gonna be doing this too. And it's so neat to hear these young people saying, it's great to be involved in an organization where I don't have to worry about the peer pressure of doing the wrong thing. Just because you're a football player doesn't mean other football players on the team are doing, there's, after the game, they go partying or whatever. No, if there's any party going on with these young people, it's clean partying, you know? And, it's just amazing to be affiliated with this group. It's so fulfilling. I'll be 67 this year, and you know, I just feel like I can help just a few people, the young kids, and that's what our organization is all about. It's helping the young people. We're about prevention, not recovery. We're not about helping the person who's already doing all that stuff. There's so many other organizations out there to do that. We're about prevention, helping the young people, teaching them with the material, and saying, hey, don't get started with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for what you guys do, that's an awesome program.
and let's see, right over here, you see there's these banners, and on these banners is thank you to our sponsors, and more so it's listed on. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm not sure, one of these 2 or 3, one of those more sales on there.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
So I want to say thank you on behalf of Dearborn County Council and Dearborn County Youth Ambassador. And,
We can help in the future, please let us know.
listen, I'm always willing to take whatever anybody's going to help us with, but I know your funds are limited to what we can do. I think you all gave us $300. Rule 300, you know what, like I said, it's not the amount that counts, it's the thought that you did it,
Right,
you know?
and what if we could do more, we definitely would,
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, if one or two kids, it's all worth it,
It is.
yeah.
They said estimated cost on one kid doing all bad stuff, get caught, and maybe going to jail, and then get addicted is astronomical. One person that's addicted to drug will affect 11 family members,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and it's just, something else. Right now, vaping is a big problem in the schools, and we're helping the schools with vape detectors. We just authorized to help East Central High School put vape detectors in their bathrooms, because kids are pretty slick. Believe it or not, they think going in the bathroom is a safe place to do the vaping. Well, some of them, because they think, well, I don't want these detectors to go off. So they go to a toilet and they basically vape and blow the smoke into the toilet and flush the toilet. Now, that's crazy. Because they're addicted to the nicotine that's in the,
Yeah.
so. Well, thank you very much for your time and, appreciate all your support.
Yes, thank you. Anyone have anything else?
You do have redevelopment planning and zoning on the 18th, so if, you end up doing that, that's going to need to change.
What did you say? I'm sorry, Jen, I heard you.
So the meeting in Terre Haute is on the 18th.
Okay,
Well, see you guys will be there.
I don't know.
well,
That's still to be decided, right?
right.
I don't know if I can do
If we
it.
could get rid of that one, he said that we got another email from Mike saying that they're waiting.
There are other events and even closer. But I have something prior on the 17th, but I know meetings are on the 18th, so maybe that factors into that when you decide.
Well, it'd be in-
What?
It would be hard, give it to Tara, and we'll.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We'll let me know for mid-meeting at a time, like I said, so I can just. Per month.
All right,
Wait, I did have one question. Did we ever hear anyone from, the redevelop or, the plan?
oh, Al,
Yeah, did you ever get approval or?
the last I heard it was that,
I know he submitted it, right?
yeah, he submitted it, but I haven't heard anything back. He said it takes a while sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
I can reach out to him.
I mean, and I know it's the process for the work on the right.
Yeah,
That has nothing to do with us.
right,
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. All right, I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
I'll say.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do a better job.
What? See how that?
Yeah.
It's your happening. Talk about me. I can't write it. I probably could, and I didn't. I probably could, I didn't.
She said she paid.